All right, welcome back to the Daily Facts. We're going to get right into the Carter Page lawsuit and where we left off. This is part 5, so let's go ahead and get into it. On Crossfire Hurricane, one topic they discussed was Evgeny Buryakov, a Russian spy who had posed as a New York banker. Dr. Page cooperated with the FBI's investigation of Buryakov, who was convicted and sentenced to prison. Buryakov had just completed his sentence and was about to be deported to Russia. Further, Dr. Page's role as an FBI informant against the Russians in that case had recently been publicly revealed, which meant that Dr. Page was certain to be contacted by the media for comment. Media reports of Dr. Page's comments would highlight that Dr. Page was a loyal American and not a Russian agent. Kleinsmith told Dr. Page's attorney that he would prefer Dr. Page not comment or else hold off comment. Several days later, on April 7, 2017, the application for the third FISA warrant was submitted. The FBI again asserted that the requested warrant would continue to produce foreign intelligence information. Although the prior 6 months of FISA's surveillance of Dr. Page had revealed no evidence at all of Dr. Page acting as a foreign agent of Russia. There was insufficient evidence to support issuance of a warrant against Dr. Page when the application for the third FISA warrant was submitted to the FISC. The application for the third FISA warrant was false and misleading. If the application for the third FISA warrant had not been false and misleading, the warrant would not have been issued by the FISC. The fourth FISA warrant. The Department of Justice has conceded to the FISC that there was insufficient evidence to support a finding of probable cause when it sought the fourth FISA warrant. The previous 3 FISA warrant applications had concealed the fact that Dr. Page had been a CIA operational contact. Prior to the submission of the application for the fourth FISA warrant, Dr. Page had publicly stated that he had assisted the U.S. government in the past. During the preparation of the application, an FBI supervisory agent, SSA, who would be the affiant for the application, asked Kleinsmith to inquire of the CIA whether Dr. Page had ever been a source, operational contact for the CIA. Kleinsmith knew that if Dr. Page had been a source for the CIA, that information must be disclosed to the FISC. However, disclosing the exculpatory fact now would expose the material omission of the same information from the prior FISA warrants. On June 15, 2017, Kleinsmith sent a disingenuous email to a CIA liaison inquiring whether Dr. Page had been a source of the CIA. And the CIA liaison responded by email that Dr. Page had been a CIA source. The CIA liaison directed Kleinsmith's attention to the August 17, 2016 memorandum and supporting materials that CIA had previously provided to the FBI. On June 19, 2017, in response to further inquiry from the SSA, who was designated to sign that fourth FISA warrant on behalf of the FBI, Kleinsmith falsely advised the SSA that Dr. Page had been a subsource but was never a source for the CIA. The SSA asked whether the FBI had this representation in writing, and Kleinsmith falsely stated that it did and that he would forward the document to the SSA. To conceal the exculpatory fact that Dr. Page had been a CIA source and the omission of the fact from the prior 3 FISA warrant applications, Kleinsmith altered the email from the CIA liaison to falsely state that Dr. Page was not a source for the CIA. In reliance on the email altered by Kleinsmith, the SSA designated to sign the fourth FISA warrant application did so. On June 29, 2017, the application for the fourth FISA warrant was submitted to the FISC. The application for the fourth FISA warrant, like the three preceding applications, did not advise the FISC that Dr. Page had been an operational contact for the CIA, although the FBI Crossfire Hurricane team had this information in its possession since August 2016. The application for the fourth FISA warrant again stated that Steele's primary subsource, Danchenko, had been interviewed and found to be truthful and cooperative. This was deliberately misleading because it invoked Danchenko's apparent credibility to buttress the allegations attributed to him in three previous applications, when, in fact, the information he provided undercut those allegations. The FBI again asserted that the requested warrant would continue to produce foreign intelligence information, although the prior 9 months of FISA surveillance of Dr. Page had revealed no evidence at all of Dr. Page acting as a foreign agent of Russia. There was insufficient evidence to support issuance of a warrant against Dr. Page when the application for the fourth FISA warrant was submitted to the FISC. The application for the fourth FISA warrant was false and misleading. The application for the fourth FISA warrant had not been false and misleading, the warrant would not have been issued by the FISC. Having unlawfully obtained the 4 warrants to surveil Dr. Page, the individual defendants and other FBI personnel, both known and unknown to Dr. Page, used the warrants to engage in surveillance of him in the manner and for the time periods prescribed in the 4 warrants. Pursuant to each of the FISA warrants, and all of them collectively, defendants known and unknown to Dr. Page obtained Dr. Page's electronic communications, both written and oral, in the manner and for the time periods prescribed in the 4 warrants. Having obtained communications pursuant to each of the 4 FISA warrants, the defendants, both known and unknown, thereafter used and disclosed these communications to, among other things, obtain the subsequent FISA warrants unlawfully, pursue investigative ends, and for unlawful leaks to the media and others. Individual defendants' actions, omissions, and misrepresentations. James Comey. On or about August 17, 2016, FBI Director Comey received information from the CIA establishing that Page was an operational contact for the CIA during the period of 2008 to 2013. This information was consistent with the FBI's records from briefing Dr. Page about his reporting to the CIA on an ongoing basis. On or about September 7th, 2016, a senior CIA official forwarded an investigative referral to Comey and Peter Strzok about a potential plan to divert attention from presidential candidate Hillary Clinton's alleged misuse of a private email server when she was Secretary of State by alleging the existence of collaboration between the Trump campaign and Russian hackers to interfere in the election. Dr. Page subsequently wrote to Comey on September 25, 2016, denying that he participated in any collaboration with Russians on behalf of the Trump campaign. He also referenced to his long-term interactions with the CIA and FBI. Dr. Page's letter to Comey was received and shared with the Crossfire Hurricane team. At a minimum, the letter provides us a pretext to interview, Peter Strzok wrote to Lisa Page on September 26, 2016. Comey approved the FBI's monitoring and surveillance of Dr. Page by CHS Stefan Halper, and on information and behalf was advised about the results of the conversation in which Dr. Page refuted the allegations that he was an agent of Russia. Despite the foregoing, the FBI did not interview Dr. Page before applying for the FISA warrant, and the application did not advise the FISC that Dr. Page had been a source for the CIA. Nonetheless, Comey signed the first 3 FISA warrant applications to surveil Dr. Page. Comey signed the application for the first FISA warrant that was submitted to the FISC on October 21, 2016. He signed the application for the second FISA warrant that was submitted on January 12, 2017. And that same month, Comey described the information from CHS Steele, which was relied on by the FBI for the probable cause required in order to obtain the FISA warrants, as unverified in a conversation with President Trump. On or about April 7, 2017, Comey signed the application for the third FISA warrant. Comey's endorsement of these applications falsely assured the FISC that the Woods procedures had been followed. Andrew McCabe. McCabe served as the deputy director of the FBI under Comey and was involved in decisions to surveil Dr. Page from early in the Crossfire Hurricane investigation. In August 2016, then Associate Attorney General Bruce Orr briefed McCabe about Steele's accusations regarding Dr. Page. On or about August 25, 2016, McCabe directed a supervisor working on the Crossfire Hurricane investigation to contact the FBI New York field office for information that would assist the Crossfire Hurricane investigation. At that time, agents in the New York field office had possession of Steele's reports. On information and belief, McCabe approved the Crossfire Hurricane team's use of Steele in the investigation. McCabe ignored warnings that more information about Steele's motives was needed before relying on his allegations. Specifically, DOJ Principal Deputy Attorney General Mary McCord told McCabe during a phone call that the FISA application needed more information about who hired Steele. On October 11, 2016, Strzok messaged Lisa Page that the FISA application to surveil Dr. Page could not gain approval at DOJ without a call from McCabe. On October 12, 2016, Strzok and others briefed McCabe and Comey about the concerns of DOJ attorney Stuart Evans had about Steele. Evans wanted more scrutiny of Steele's motives and believed that before pursuing a surveillance warrant against someone associated with a presidential campaign, leadership of both the FBI and DOJ should explicitly sign off on the request. McCabe and Comey were supportive and approved moving forward with the FISA warrant application without further scrutiny of CHS Steele, from whom the FBI's probable cause information was received. McCabe approved the application for the second FISA warrant, including the assertion that the 3-month surveillance of Dr. Page pursuant to the first FISA warrant had been productive, although the surveillance had yielded no evidence of any coordination between Dr. Page and Russian officials. McCabe signed the application for the fourth FISA warrant. Peter Strzok. Peter Strzok was the FBI Deputy Assistant Director for Counterintelligence and performed a supervisory role for the Crossfire Hurricane investigation. Strzok was aware that in August 2016, the CIA had confirmed that Carter Page was an operational contact for that agency. Strzok was a recipient of the September 7, 2016 investigation referral from the CIA regarding the U.S. presidential candidate Hillary Clinton's approval of a plan concerning U.S. presidential candidate Donald Trump and Russian hackers hampering U.S. elections as a means of distracting the public from her use of a private mail server. In October 2016, as the FBI Crossfire Hurricane team was attempting to complete the application for the first FISA warrant, DOJ attorney Stuart Evans expressed reluctance to proceed with the application. Evans wanted more scrutiny of Steele's motives and believed that before pursuing a surveillance warrant against someone associated with a presidential campaign, leadership of both the FBI and DOJ should sign off on the request. In messages to Lisa Page, he said, currently fighting with Stu for this FISA, and hey, the FISA will probably go forward without a call from McCabe. Strzok and the FBI Crossfire Hurricane team assumed the Hillary Clinton campaign or the Democratic Party was paying for Steele's research. On October 12, 2016, Strzok briefed McCabe and Comey about Evans' concerns and pushed to proceed with the application without further scrutiny of Steele. Strzok made typewritten annotations to comments on a February 14, 2017 New York Times article about alleged Russian intelligence ties to the Trump campaign. These comments show that Strzok and others in the FBI were well aware of the issues with the Steele reports that had been revealed by the FBI's January 2017 interview with Steele's primary subsource, Igor Danchenko. Strzok commented that recent interviews and investigation, however, reveal Steele may not be in a position to judge the reliability of his subsource network. Okay, we're going to end there and we'll pick up on part 6 very soon. Thank you for stopping by the Daily Facts. Do like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment below. We'll talk again soon. Bye.